What's up, Silky?
A rich guy is watching any better than yours. It's just more expensive, but he's not getting any more for it. All it is gold, while yours is aluminum, as Johnny Ive says. He can't say aluminum. He says, we drop 17 grand next year, too. Another way the watch is being marketed is, this is fascinating to me, the watch with the various different prices. And the real people are going to be buying the aluminum or the stainless steel. But I'm just, the reaction to this is, and now the is addressing it by making sure that the people are not getting anything that's any better than anybody else. And they're playing off this. They're playing off class envy. They're playing off. Well, Apple may not be, but some of the analysts think that Apple is, and they're applauding Apple. Some different. The tech in the cheapest and the most expensive is identical.
Silky.
So now it's going to come down to somebody going to buy a $17,000 watch just because it's gold, just to show off. Are they going to do it because they really?
He's fighting, he's winning, and he's talking to Rush.
You don't have to run to the middle to gain the center vote. You have to lead.
That's Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker.
You've got a phone out there. Does she have it password protected?
Kitty.
Yeah, when we started doing that insurance, but by the time you pay $10 a month, and then they still
The biggest bumbling idiot on earth. And that's what people
Off-season silence yesterday. I think he had to. I mean, so many questions surrounding some of the offense.
Rise to the top if I decide to run. I don't know, I might not. As you can see, I'm just relaxing at home. But to prove I've done nothing wrong, I've ordered the State Department to release every email I ever sent while in office. So, go ahead, read them. You won't find Jack, Rodham, squat. Congratulations on your continued marital success. I would like to schedule a sit-down at your earliest convenience. Regards, the office of Hillary Clinton. But I'm not stopping at email. You want to check my Netflix? Go ahead. Nothing to hide. Every day I watch House of Cards from start to finish. I jog in place while watching it like I'm in a Rocky training montage.
We're not negotiating a, quote, legally binding plan. We're negotiating a plan that will have in it a capacity for enforcement. We don't even have diplomatic relations with Iran right now. And the senator's letter erroneous.
There was an article yesterday in Market Watch, there's the Wall Street Journal, and had a chart that the S&P 500's earnings would be better.
My friends at Bullseye now have another Women's Warrior course focusing on personal defense in the absence of a firearm. Learn how to be prepared for any circumstance on March 13th at Bullseye. Guys, don't let your female loved ones become a statistic. All recipients receive a free pepper spray, and you'll learn how to use it, plus so much more valuable self-defense lessons.
Never happened in the private sector. You look, it's not like they were out building rockets or doing a lot of expensive research and development. This is basically $248 million worth of office cost, and they still couldn't get anything done. And obviously there's corruption there. There's crony contracts.
This past week, she discussed her email. She did it from the U.S. Prior to that, though, she took a shot at the GOP senators who sent that letter to Iran. But there are some liberal publications indicating she's old, not in age, but thinking-wise. The comment about one email account per device and the notion that Secret Service guards will keep her server secure. How is this playing out, and where do you see this headed?
Now that I think about it, and this just struck me, Matt, I think Hillary will be the new, the old granny spokesperson who thinks she's tech savvy, but she's not, in those car insurance commercials. I think this is the new job for Hillary Clinton. Here she doesn't understand that you can have more than one email on a single device, more than one email account on a single device. And then she said that her server was secure because there were Secret Service people around it. I mean, this is clearly, it's straight out of that ad campaign. Someone who thinks
There's pending since the summer of 2013. What do you think will come out of this suit, if anything?
Well, I don't think anything will for this simple reason, and that is that they're not asking for any, all they're doing is re-upping their request of 5 years ago, which is pre-Benghazi, and certainly pre the Clinton Foundation scandal situation. I think AP just got shamed into it. It seemed like a
All right, John, walk us through the arrivals process.
No. Does he sound like a man?
That was like raspy.
Well, he is a man. Well, I think he was a drag queen in some instances. Ready, John? Off we go. Bye, Mariana. I'll wave goodbye. Okay, goodbye. Here we go. Oh. Bye.
I felt that way years ago after my divorce, but I never did discard those ideas. And today, that vision forms the foundation.
There was a there was an issue that they were billing me too much. Insane Asylum or Children or the Twilight Zone, because they just don't. They'll tell you one thing and then it doesn't happen, or something completely opposite happens. You get a letter in the mail and saying you owe money or they owe you money, whatever. Favor the Deanza. Oh, that's the new hotel, isn't it? That's going to be a Hampton Inn, I think. I mean, you gotta understand the nature of the work they do is they're auditors, they're financial auditors. Sometimes. Closed for a couple of years while they converted it. It was pretty nasty as a Clarion, as I remember.
They had to rebuild it from ground up, right?
Oh, that would help, wouldn't it? There we go.
You never know.
Dang it.
What's your bag on the scale, sir? Singapore?
Right.
Looking for someone.
12 minutes here at 8 G90. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're Ladies and gentlemen, this announcement is for Singapore Airlines passengers. For those Singapore Airlines passengers who have arrived from U.S. domestic or
Video 10 minutes old there, man?
I've got it in there. Huh?
Jesus. Hi.
Where are you seated?
21A.
21A is victims.
Excuse me. Trade you here. Go ahead. Excuse me, please. Thank you.
你赶风。
把去哪里了？
这哪都是这味儿，怎么回事儿呢？你说，小猪的味儿，那个小猪那种味儿。手里在哪？在哪？
到了吧？30了吧？
是吗？写的。
30了吧？
With disability to pre-board to the Premier Access Lane， 依照扶手先邀請行動不便嘅乘客預先登機，多謝。於 Premier Access 通道登機，多謝。
Thank you.
flying United Airlines.
Bye. Bye, sir. Thank
Bye.
flower basket 那边，我放在那个白色那边。
坐在那边的behind also got flower.
Here nice.
What's the difference?
Different. Here the flower is different. We're traveling. Did they move the back one to 3rd of May? And we're staying until the 1st of June.
$10 please.
Please, $13.
$10. How much is $13?
On the point?
by Christian Dior.
有没有东西吃？啊，没有了，跳舞了，跳舞了，跳舞，跳舞，跳舞了，啊，跳舞，跳舞，有没有东西吃？有没有？哦，有哈，耶。
Sorry. This is a chartered boat.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Excuse me, sir.
The Singapore River Cruise. Before you embark on your journey, we'd like to highlight some safety features for your safety and comfort. During boarding and departing, the dock and step onto the boat, 1 foot at a time. Be careful of the middle end of the boat, your head, and the two-door is located at the front and the back of the boat. While on the boat, do not put anything out of the window. For safety, do not stand close underneath your seat. Slip it over your head. Tie a knot when the lid is found in the water. Securing the strap, tie a knot in the front of your jacket. If tasing is not allowed on board, please do not disclose any information to the crew. If assistance is required, please contact our crew members. Thank you for
very warm welcome aboard. Thank you for choosing to travel with us on the Singapore River Cruise. On this journey, you get to unravel Singapore's gritty past, enjoy our vibrant present, and even take a glimpse into our exciting future. This river represents the heart and soul of our nation. In fact, Singapore's fortunes began at this very villa a long time ago, and have continued to flow from it ever since. And its stretch of colorful, quaint shop houses. It was completed in 1842 and Singapore's very first quay. At its peak in the 1860s, Boat Quay handled 3/4 of Singapore's total shipping business. The sheltered riverbanks made excellent loading and unloading places. Back then, the whole river was chock-a-block with thousands of boats transporting a whole myriad of goods to be traded by the merchants who had set up shop in the row of buildings on the bank. Some of those goods included seafood, spices, and rubber. The precious cargo was shouldered across gangplanks by immigrant laborers known as coolies, whose blood, sweat, and tears formed the very backbone of our nation's rise to prosperity. Wonder why all the shop houses are concentrated on just one embankment of Boat Quay? Well, legend has it that the Chinese immigrants chose to set up home only on the south bank of the river. You'll notice how the riverbank curves just like the belly of a carp. In Chinese culture, this majestic fish is an auspicious symbol of good fortune and a great place to store wealth. These first immigrants believed that this part of the Singapore River was where prosperity and wealth could be found. That's also why many banks and businesses started up here and eventually developed this area's distinct flavor. Notice how the shop houses are of varying heights? Long ago, this signaled the owner's wealth. In other words, the higher the building, the wealthier the owner. Perhaps these traditional beliefs have extended till today. Just take a look at the tall skyscrapers of Singapore's financial district towering over the Boat Quay shop houses. This is the perfect place for snapping pictures, so enjoy the 360-degree views and drink in Boat Quay's unique blend of traditional Asian values set against a modern and progressive backdrop. See how the shop houses form a charming contrast of Singapore's developing years against the skyline of a new Singapore. This truly is a uniquely Singapore sight. By the way, are you feeling hungry? Hawkers and their push carts used to line the riverbanks, selling local dishes that were cheap and delicious. And named after Colonel Sir William Orford Havener, Singapore's last governor, it's Singapore's only suspension bridge to have retained its intricate original form. It was manufactured in Scotland, then shipped to Singapore later to be assembled. Unfortunately, the bridge was built too low, and boats had to wait for low tide before they could pass. So what happened? Don't forget to duck as you cruise under the bridge. Just kidding. Coming up on the other side of Havener Bridge, you see a group of little boys jumping into the river. Don't worry about jumping in to save them. They're actually incredibly lifelike bronze sculptures showing a scene from the river's past, where children would stand and wave cheekily from their houses. Very often they would take off all their clothes and jump in for a cool afternoon swim. Lots of paper pushing went on behind the hotel's splendid columns before its glamorous makeover. Its facade is a masterpiece of neoclassical grandeur, which belies its much stuffier original occupants, the Chamber of Commerce offices and the General Post Office, from which mail was transported along the Singapore River to and from ships. This promontory to your right used to be home to the Merlion, Singapore's half-lion, half-fish icon. The Merlion stood guard here at the river mouth for 30 years before it was hauled by barge to its new home in the bay in 2002. As we make our way out into Marina Bay, you'll be able to see the Merlion for yourself and hear all about its story. Rest of waves, here's a quick history lesson. Singapore was originally known as the ancient city of Temasek, which means sea town in Javanese. But according to legend recorded in the Malay annals, Prince Sang Nila Utama renamed it Singapura, meaning lion city in Sanskrit, after he spotted a lion on its shores. Lion's head 6 meters high and weighing 70 tons, the Malayan sits on reclaimed land looking out to sea. She attracts millions of visitors a year who make the trip to Malayan Park to photograph this world-famous icon at the new home right here in scenic Marina Bay. Take a peek behind the Malayan and you'll see a baby Malayan. Believe it or not, its scales are made from pieces of porcelain repurposed from spoons, bowls, and plates. Next to the Malayan and her cub is a luxurious lifestyle dining and waterfront hotel known as the Fullerton Heritage that blends exciting futuristic projects with the older colonial landscape of Singapore. To your right is Clifford Pier, which was built in 1933 as a landing point for immigrants hoping for a new future in a new land. It was also once known as Red Lamp Pier because legend has it that a red oil lamp used to hang from the pier as a company guide to weary seafarers. The financial center combines the best in form and function, lending office towers, luxury apartments, and retail space, making it one of the hottest places to live, play, and work, as befitting Singapore's position as a global financial. Do find time to explore the promenade, which links the landmarks of this beautiful bay area, including Marina Reservoir, Marina Barrage, and Gardens by the Bay. Also located along this fascinating waterfront walk is the Marina Bay City Gallery, which showcases the story of Singapore's urban transformation and the development of Marina Bay. Don't miss its touch-activated exhibits and innovative city model, offering a bird's-eye view of key landmarks in Marina Bay, which will help you navigate the Bay Area. Barges were used to transport cargo from ships anchored offshore near the mouth of our Singapore River to the warehouses along the river as early as 150 years ago. In 17th century Europe, they were first used as scavenger or dirt boats to carry rubbish. But some scholars have also agreed that the word bumboat means exactly as it sounds, a ship's bottom or a smaller boat pandering to larger ships. In Singapore, though, bumboats are also called tongkangs, from the Malay name given to the timber used to build them and used for transport between islands. Bumboats are also referred to by the Chinese as tuakos. These boats proudly originated in Singapore with hulls developed by the local Chinese. Hokkien tuakos are the most colorful, with boat heads painted bright red, green, and white. While Teochew tuakos were Chinese emperor who was not in favor of foreigners interfering with his expeditions, so he had eyes painted on his boats to ward off evil and to symbolize good luck. It's also believed that the eyes enabled bumboats to see and guide passengers on board safely to their destination. So whether you believe in legend or superstition, we can all agree that these colorful, distinctive boats are certainly eye-catching. Did you know that bumboats all but disappeared from the Singapore River during a mass users championed the environmentally friendly cause by creating the world's first electric bumboat? In fact, this very boat we're cruising in is part of our electric bumboat fleet. As we'll soon be saying goodbye to what remains of a bygone era of life along the Singapore River, perhaps you'd like to hear a little more about her rich past. From the southern part of the island, called Di Tanjong Katong, a charming ode to an area in the east coast of Singapore near the Geylang River. As we cruise round Marina Bay and begin making our way back down the Singapore River, have a look to your right at a Singapore landmark that really needs no introduction. It's the iconic Marina Bay Sands Integrated Resort, featuring a casino, hotels, and convention center, world-class entertainment and retail shops, all housed within award-winning architecture that resembles a ship atop 3 towers. Notice also the palm-shaped Arts and Sciences Museum and the unique Helix Bridge. This 280-meter engineering marvel has been modeled after the structure of DNA and was inspired by the Asian concept of yin and yang, built to bring wealth, happiness, and prosperity to Marina Bay. This bridge will also link you to another awe-inspiring attraction, the Gardens by the Bay. Spanning 101 hectares, this award-winning super park is home to over 250,000 rare plants from all over the world. Enjoy the lush outdoor gardens, huge climate-controlled dome conservatories, and the towering futuristic super trees, which you can even see from this distance. They're essentially vertical gardens, measuring up to 16 stories high and linked by suspended walkways with stunning views of the entire park, which is a dam built across the 350-meter wide Marina Channel. It keeps out the seawater to create Singapore's first reservoir in the city, a vital source of fresh water and flood control. The Marina Reservoir is Singapore's 15th reservoir. It has the largest and most urbanized catchment area at 10,000 hectares, or 1/6 the size of Singapore. Just imagine, we're now literally floating in drinking water, perhaps the very same stuff flowing out of your taps. Cruising out into the bay, you couldn't have missed the giant wheel in the sky. That is the Singapore Flyer, a sky-scraping observation wheel that measures 165 meters tall, that's 42 stories high, and 150 meters in diameter. That's about the length of 87 Singaporean men lying head to toe. The wheel carries 28 city bus-sized capsules, each allowing up to 28 passengers, which means that at any one time, the Singapore Flyer can transport 784 passengers per revolution, which takes about 32 minutes to complete, rotating more than the entire length of our island city. You'll also notice to your right two curious spiky domes unique only to the Esplanade Theatres on the Bay. Because of its resemblance to the king of fruits, it's been affectionately nicknamed the Durians. No worries here. Quite unlike its pungent namesake, the Esplanade Theatres on the Bay attracts hordes of hungry culture vultures who get a taste of its many blockbuster productions. As the region's premier performing arts and entertainment center, it boasts superb facilities, showcases world-famous musicals, and features popular homegrown events like the Mosaic Music Festival. And to really top it all off, the Esplanade's breezy rooftop garden offers up more unrivaled views of the city and Bay Area. The green area to your right was once lined with lovely European-style houses that brought to mind the fashionable elegance of London's Mayfair. No wonder the Esplanade was a popular place for European settlers to see and to be seen. Back in the old colonial days, they would emerge from their houses to stroll along the Esplanade every afternoon. Here they would enjoy the sea breeze, exchange gossip, and perhaps even indulge in a little innocent flirtation. If you have the time, this park will take you on a pleasant, meandering walk through the park to other interesting national monuments. The bridge straight ahead of us is Anderson Bridge, named after Sir John Anderson, yet another governor of the Straits Settlements. This elegant arch displays an excellent combination of intricate plaster and metalwork, whilst its curved structure provides high resistance to bending force, which comes in really handy since it supports a heavy weight of vehicles sitting back and forth daily. The Singapore skyline, just look to the right and you'll see sitting grandly before us three beautifully preserved buildings that commemorate Queen Victoria, the Empress of India. The Victoria Theatre and Victoria Memorial Hall, which features the clock tower, are both historical monuments dedicated to the performance arts. Right next to them is the Empress Place building, which was constructed in 1907 entirely by convict labor. Previously known as the government offices, the Empress Place building is now also a national monument and home to the Asian Civilizations Museum. The Asian Civilizations Museum is a treasure trove of history and culture that will introduce you to the world of Asian traditions. The museum features over 1,600 treasured artifacts in 4 themed geographical zones and includes a Singapore River gallery dedicated to the history and people of our beloved river. Be sure to check it out for an even more intimate picture of the things you've seen and learned on this river cruise. An enchanting series of sculptures tells the story of the Singapore River's development. Meet our nation's pioneers, coolies, merchants, traders, and financiers, all immortalized in beautifully carved bronze. There are many other surprising sculptures that dot the Singapore River promenade, and if you decide to take an exploratory walk, we promise you. Over on the right bank, you may have noticed a fine fellow cast in blinding white plaster. Englishman Sir Thomas Stamford Raffles, the founder of modern Singapore. The statue marks the spot where Sir Raffles, the sporter, first landed in Singapore in 1819. Back then, Singapore was only a sleepy little fishing village, but Raffles saw enormous potential due to a location along the main shipping route between India and China. After signing an agreement with Singapore's then ruler, Sultan Hussein of Johor, Raffles set about establishing a trading post and free port on the island for England's East India Company. He developed a town plan, drawing up residential, administrative, and commercial districts along the riverbanks of this budding island city. The large building we're passing on the right was Singapore's first courthouse, after which it became Parliament House until 1999, when the new Parliament House was developed just next to it. What is that strange disc hovering over Parliament House? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a UFO? Don't worry. What looks like something out of a sci-fi movie is actually part of the Supreme Court of Singapore. Now, this is Elgin Bridge, named after the then Governor-General of India, Lord Elgin. Fittingly, the bridge served as a link between the Indian merchants on the north side of the river and the Chinese community on the south side in the days of our colonial past. We're now approaching Coleman Bridge, named after its Irish architect, George Drumgold Coleman, for his invaluable contributions to Singapore's development. Appointed the first superintendent of public works in Singapore, Coleman brought with him an architectural style known as Palladian, a combination of Greek and Roman styles adapted for our tropical climate. Right to your right is Clarke Quay, named after Sir Andrew Clarke, second governor to Singapore. From the late 19th century, Clarke Quay was the bustling center of commerce for Singapore. Hundreds of tongkangs or riverboats jostled bow and stern for a place to dock and unload their cargoes, human or otherwise, from the great ships anchored at the harbor. Tons of goods and produce were stored at the godown or warehouses by the river, which are those buildings you see along the riverbank. One of the buildings here was Whampoa's Ice House, which belonged to Hu Ah-kay, a prominent businessman from Whampoa, China. Way before refrigerators existed, he noticed a demand for ice in our hot tropical weather and had lots of ice hauled from frozen lakes in America all the way here to Singapore. Unfortunately, his ice venture failed because expenses were simply too high. But much respect to the imaginative Mr. Hu for his daring attempt to keep Singaporeans cool. Today, Singaporeans keep cool by sipping drinks al fresco by the river. As you can see, Clarke Quay has been transformed into a different but no less bustling port of call. Everyone flocks here for food, fun, and riverside festivals. You may notice another bridge here. This one's called Link Bridge, and it's seen with another symbol of bringing people together. From the 1940s to the 1960s, this bridge was a popular place for storytellers to gather and tian hu, or shuo shu, which means talking about the past or talking about books. Street corners, warehouse leaflets, and others from the largely Teochew Chinese community would gather here monthly to be entertained. Storytellers would start by talking about the day's news. Each episode would last the duration of every chopstick, and the openings would take just 1 cent in the 1940s and just 5 cents in the 1960s. Chinese wayang, or opera, was another popular form of entertainment back then, and there were 2 Teochew opera theaters here. In the 1950s, admission to watch an entire performance was just 50 cents, but the current factor memorial businessmen till today. During festivals and religious events, the opera performances would be staged outdoors for all to enjoy free of charge.
What's up?
sorry，阿咪3000幾個。
不用了。
跑年前的哇，你在后面那边点了啊？没收到吗？我亲戚啊，25嘛，哎呦，那是更恐怖。那个店长，你来帮阿华讲话来。
se cae,
market in China.
At the moment that you mentioned my father, I got panic because of that. Okay, babe.
In der Berge, das steht da vorne drauf.
Gut.
我先講跟住我頭先個頭啱。Read that, says. Yes, sir.
姐你那边放。
Tunnel aisle. Please mind the gap. 请小心空隙. Berhati-hati di ruang platform. தயவு செய்து தள மேடை இடைவெளியை கவனத்தில் கொள்ள